I'm gonna be straight with y'all. The reason I don't go trick-or-treating anymore is because I'm terrified of what lurks behind each door I knock on. I am too afraid to see what kind of sick fuck is waiting behind that door, waiting to kill someone, or waiting to touch someone inappropriately, or do something. Or, who knows, put a fucking razor blade in candy. I'm too afraid to go trick-or-treating. However, I am too old for it now, but I know some teenagers still do it. And then I'm still afraid. The reason being is because around 3 years ago, I went with a group of my friends to go trick-or-treating around this neighborhood that usually likes to celebrate Halloween. What I mean by usually is, sometimes they wouldn't normally celebrate Halloween. They wouldn't celebrate Halloween. And the neighborhood got a bad reputation for being unwanted during Halloween time. But a group of my friends knew this haunted house nearby in the neighborhood. We all thought it would be a good idea if we ding-dong ditch on the house. As I walk over there, Stacy in the group whispered in my ear, "I'll give you $5 if you go inside." My friends turned around and were asking us what we were talking about, and I said that Stacy said she would give me $5 if I were to go inside. They all smiled at each other and pitched in $10 if I did it. So being three of my friends, that would be $25. $25 just to go in some creepy old abandoned house that has some ghost stories? Hell yeah. As we walked up to the haunted house, it was strange. The house was abandoned and no one lived in there. However, when we got up there, it looked completely decorated. Like someone was actually living in there. In fact, the front porch light was on. I accepted the dare anyways. I knocked on the door. Oh, no answer. "Trick or treat!" Stacy yelled, "Run! It's a ding-dong ditch, you idiot!" So, and I sprinted behind a bush and waited. No one opened the door. So I got out of the bushes and I decided to see if I can enter my way in. I did. The front door was unlocked. As soon as I stepped in, oh, the stench, that foul stench I smelled. It smelled like rotting pumpkins and it smelled like blood. I stepped forward and I stepped in something wet. I pulled out my phone and I turned on the flashlight and I was shocked to see a pile of blood, as well as some pumpkin guts and seeds. As I shined the flashlight down the hallway, I saw what looked to be like a mannequin, but it had a pumpkin mask on. My flashlight on my phone started to act weird and it started flashing. When it turned off, I hit it a few times and it finally came back on and the mannequin moved closer. At this point, I was shitting myself and I tried rattling the door, but it wouldn't open. So I did what any sane person would do. I called my friend or yelled for help. In this case, I decided to call my friends and I called them to open the door, thinking it was some kind of prank they were pulling, but it wasn't. They finally opened the door, and when I turned around, the mannequin was right up at my face. As soon as I left the house, the front door slammed shut and all the lights turned off. As we were running down in the neighborhood, I took a quick peek back behind me. And the house was fucking gone. The house was gone. It was just gone within an instant. There was nothing. There was no lights. There were no fucking jack-o'-lanterns. There was nothing. The house was gone. There were no decorations. There were no fence. There was nothing. Now you might be thinking to yourself, it's stupid. Oh yeah, what? I'm not gonna go trick-or-treating just because I entered a scary house? No, that's not why. The reason being, when we went to the next house, my phone started to act up. and I got a message from an unknown number saying trick or treat. Stacy questioned what I was doing, and I told her that I've been getting weird messages because as we were walking back to the next house, this wasn't the first time I could receive that message. And it seems like throughout all the night, whenever I would go trick-or-treating, I would get the same message every time I'd knock on the door. I questioned myself about doing it next year, so when I started to go trick-or-treating next year, I received the same message, trick-or-treat. It seems like I only receive that message if I knock on someone's door during Halloween. And ever since then, I see weird figures out my window. Whenever I'm driving to McDonald's for work, I always see a little glimpse of a man behind me, or a mannequin. However, I seem to be safe when I don't go trick-or-treating. And even though, yes, I am old, technically, if I ever decide to have kids, I will never let them trick-or-treat ever again. Because I know somewhere that house is still out there.